This is a banded hip extension or hip thrust while standing. For this, at least set up in our office to get the resistance that we want, I'm going to have you set up on this power plate that is closest to the wall that has this convenient pole attached here for an anchor. This one, we're going to use a pretty heavy band, which is why I've grabbed the most challenging band all the way to the right in this section of closed loop. The way that you can securely attach this is if you feed the band through, bear with me here, that doesn't really like to slide on that. Either way, band is now both sides here through. We're going to feed that through one aspect of the loop. All of a sudden now we have a closed loop that is secure against this. Kind of awkward to get into. Honestly, I found that just like stepping through, wearing it over the top kind of head thing, this should be a lot of tension to start. Obviously, you can make it in more tension if you'd like by then doing both loops at the same time, not just one loop, but again, pace yourself, work up to it. Then this is going to pull you. Be aware of that. You grab onto this for stabilization. It's going to yank you in the hips. You're going to hold on to this, prevent yourself from falling backward, being pulled to the wall. Please do not eat it in here. Do not want that. With this, you can kind of see I'm already struggling because this is pulling my hips backward. Let it do that. To start the rep, we're going to let this pull my hips backward into a bit of a hip hinge where my body is allowing my hips to drift behind my feet. I'm still trying to maintain a stable or neutral lumbar spine where I'm not then letting myself round like this, where I'm not like as a unit letting myself be pulled all together. The thing that is tracking back is the band allowing me to hip hinge. So I'm going to go backward with this. Again, use this for support if you need, or you can have a pole, one of the longer ones hanging out in front for stability. What you're going to do is try and drive through where that band is pulling, right in the front of those hips or the ASISs. You are going to try and then push against that band to bring the hips forward while staying upright in your torso and your chest, imagining that being the leading point, feeling a squeeze, ideally in the back and the glutes, potentially the hamstrings, maybe even a little low back. But the primary mover here, the big driver, the muscle you should be feeling the most, is the glutes as you do hip extension. We're going to hold that end range for the top, or at the top rather, for 1 to 2 seconds. Feel that squeeze. Let ourselves be pulled back again in the hips. Same thing, we're going to repeat. We're going to go back out, pushing as much as we can, not really trying to like do anything we can to get out in front, like really at the cost of it. The big thing, as I mentioned with the starting position, where the hips are tracking backward to begin, the hips are then pushing forward to end. That it's not just my whole body leaning forward, that I'm doing anything I can to try and get the band forward. It is the piece that we're focusing on, at least the hips, thus hip extension, the hip thrust against the band, pushing forward, feeling that squeeze, getting those muscles to work, then letting ourselves come back. And obviously be careful on the way out, grab this for support if you need it, step down carefully and let yourself develop the band like so. Elegant, I know.